Hey everyone, it's Alora and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different and showcasing some of my favorite vegan cookbooks. Now for those of you who have been here a long time, you'll probably know that I absolutely adore cookbooks. I love buying them, I love looking through them. When I get a new cookbook, I go through every single page and I read the entire recipe and I just consume the pictures with my eyes, and I love how decadent and sumptuous everything looks, and it's just amazing. So I have amassed quite a collection of vegan cookbooks along with other non-vegan cookbooks, but most of my cookbooks are plant-based. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite vegan cookbooks and a recipe or two from each one. Now, this is by no means a comprehensive list of the best vegan cookbooks because I know there are a lot out there that I haven't read or purchased yet, but these are just my top picks. Also, I want to mention that I'm going to be transitioning my channel just a little bit to include some more plant-based content. Alright, so the first two cookbooks that I'm going to be talking about today are written by an absolutely lovely woman, and that is Kris Carr. So for those of you who don't know, Kris Carr is a cancer thriver, as she puts it. My personal favorite of her content is Crazy Sexy Juice. The photographs in this book are divine. This includes not only information about the benefits, the health benefits of juicing and smoothies, but it also includes loads of gorgeous recipes that are also delicious. So some of them are more green juices, some of them are fruit juices, and then she also has a section on smoothies, which is my personal favorite. If you were to ask me what the most delicious recipe in this book is, I would say hands down it is the chocolate avocado. And then let's just take a moment to admire the beauty of this setup with the beautiful heart, and I just love it. I love this book so much. Anyways, to avoid being long-winded about my undying love for Kris Carr, I'm going to move on to her second book, and that is Crazy Sexy Kitchen. Now these are more, breakfast, lunch, dinner type recipes, not just juice and smoothies. And as you can see, there are quite a few that I've marked as recipes that I either want to try or have already tried, depending on the color. I'm hyper organized. So a recipe that I recently tried out with my family when I went home on break is this chickpea with root veggie tagine. Now, a tagine is a Moroccan cooking pot, which I actually happen to have one of, and they're really fabulous. I love them. This recipe looks delicious, tasted delicious. If you're looking to get a jump start on your health, Kris Carr is definitely a great guide for you. Next up, let's jump into a little bit more of an indulgent cookbook, and that is Bake and Destroy: Good Food for Bad Vegans. This is not a health cookbook whatsoever. This is I miss regular standard American diet type food and I want to make it vegan. The author, Natalie, is quite spunky and she creates so many delicious variations on classic dishes, like French toast, and donuts, and candy bars, and pizza, and spaghetti. You get the picture. My favorite vegan baking cookbook is actually this Rawsome Vegan Baking. Now, none of the recipes in this book are actually cooked at all, so if you are trying to be raw vegan or trying to incorporate more raw food into your diet, this is a great place to start if you are craving some delicious desserts. I mean, look at the decadence. Look at those crepes. Ooh, I made these mint bars with avocado in them and they were delicious. Take a look at that cake. Next up, I'm going to be hitting you with a little bit more spunk, and that is The Thug Kitchen: Eat Like You Give a Fuck. Excuse my language. For those of you who are offended by language, this is not the cookbook for you, but this book is hilarious. It's a kick your ass into gear type of cookbook, and it includes lots and lots and lots of vegetable dishes. But there are also takes on classic dishes like waffles, my personal favorite. Anyways, if you want some laughter and quite a bit of sass to go along with your healthy eating, check out this one. Another one of my vegan role models is Jason Robel. He is the best. He is so funny in a more tasteful way than Thug Kitchen. His cookbook is really focused on health. So he gives you lots and lots of information about which foods are beneficial for which maladies or which problems that you may be facing in your life. So if you want better sleep, if you want more energy, if you want better sex, if you want better muscles, things like that, he breaks it up into sections, and then he gives you lots of scientific data to back what he's saying, and then he gives you the recipes for that section, which will help you out in that particular area of your life. But it's not all work and no play. There are a lot of delicious recipes like these sweet crepes and these dark chocolate pancakes. I think you can probably tell by now that I have a bit of a sweet tooth. But he also has lots of great vegetable dishes. The one thing that I will note about this cookbook is that it includes a lot of superfood ingredients, so you don't have to incorporate the superfood, like the powders that he recommends, such as maca powder, lucuma powder, goji berries, those kinds of ingredients. They can be a bit expensive, so if you don't already have a lot of these ingredients, it would be difficult to do a lot of his recipes, but you can slowly start building up your pantry with more specialized ingredients, which is something that I would absolutely recommend doing. The last few cookbooks that I want to talk about are all by the same author, and that is Colleen Patrick Goudreau. She is famous in the vegan community, in the vegan cooking community. She was one of the original people to really mainstream vegan food, at least in the cookbook world. So my favorite of her books is The Joy of Vegan Baking, The Compassionate Cook's Traditional Treats and Sinful Sweets. Like I said, I love my sweets. That's the thing, guys. If you go vegan, you don't have to give up cookies. There are still lots of delicious options. There are tons of resources. This doesn't have to be a struggle. I made this chocolate cake for my birthday one year and it was divine. So were these cookies. And this chocolate banana shake. Her other main cookbook is called The Vegan Table, and this is really, really cool. The way that she breaks it up is depending on how many people you're serving. So if you're having a small, intimate dinner party for two, or if you're hosting a larger gathering, she gives you the best recipes for different numbers of people in different settings. Those are pan-grilled portobello mushrooms. That's a delicious panini with lemon basil pesto. I made a lasagna recipe from in here one time for my definitely not vegan, not vegetarian, very heavy meat eater grandfather, and he didn't even notice. Power of a good cookbook, guys. She also created the Vegan's Daily Companion, which is 365 days of inspiration for cooking, eating, and living compassionately. I would recommend this if you're just starting to go vegan. This gives you lots of different tips, so every day you read different things. Some are recipes, but then there are also stories of animals that were saved. There are days that talk about different nutritional needs, like getting enough calcium. It's really fantastic. Ooh, I was wrong. I have one more, and that is The Vegan Girl's Guide to Life by Melissa Elliott. This is so fun. This is one of the very first things that I read when I first went vegan, before I went vegan actually. She is a badass chick that just gives lots of advice of how to be a vegan as a woman. So cruelty-free crafts, recipes, beauty secrets, and more. If you're a girl, or if you have a woman in your life that is considering going vegan, check this one out. Alright everyone, those are my favorite vegan and plant-based cookbooks. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. I love eating. It is one of the great joys in my life, as it is, I'm sure, some of yours. So if you're considering going vegan, or maybe even just eating less meat, I would absolutely recommend getting your hands on a couple of great vegan plant-based cookbooks, because you can see the variety that is offered in the vegan world of food. A lot of people think that vegans just eat salad, like we're just grazing on grass all day, but that's not true. There are so many indulgent recipes and hearty recipes, comfort food recipes. Just because you give up a few certain ingredients doesn't mean that you have to give up your favorite foods. You can still make substitutions and also make things that are different. You don't always have to substitute items. There are a lot of recipes that are naturally vegan, and there's a whole world of raw vegan cooking, tons of recipes and delicious foods that most people don't even know exist or are possibilities for their daily lives that would be great additions to anyone's diet. Not just for the health benefits, but for the taste. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all to infinity and back, and until next time, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye guys.